I think politics has become a very dirty word, and I think a lot of people are being turned off of politics. But people still care about public issues. And I think you see, especially young people engaged in creative arts, in music as an expression of political very often, video, films are often an expression of political issues. So I think we should encourage people to be political or to be concerned about public issues and let them express that in however they wish.
I think being political, everybody has to be being political, because I think you have to have a point of view about things what's happening in your country or on local level. And being a politician, no, not everybody has to be a politician and can be a politician. That are the people who like to do the work for all the other peoples who are voting for them.
I think one of the biggest tools is to understand the rules of the party, the rules of elections, and unfortunately they have to be twice as good as a man to do half as good a job. So it's about using your creativity and just reminding men that when they talk about equality, they not only have to talk the talk, but walk the walk.
I think it's good if there are more women leaders, not only in the world, but also on local level, regional, national level, because only men, you see it, who are starting the wars, not the women, it's the men.
Sve je teže ako se ženi. Mislim da tu nema nikakve sumnje, živimo u društvu koje je dominantno muško, koje je pravljeno po nekim principima koji nisu naši principi. Ja sam feministica i vrlo jasno i glasno to propagiram feminizam. Mislim da je teže, nije nemoguće, ali treba puno više borbe. Prvo sama sa sobom zbog nekih društvenih normi i pravila koja su nam zadata, koje nismo mi birali, a onda i zbog drugih nekih objektivnih okolnosti, načina na koji vodimo svoje živote, načina na koje društvo uopšte pozicionira.
Because I think women are more handling and working from the perspective of the benefit for all, and men are more working from perspective of what's in it for me.
No, I don't think women are equal yet in politics because formal politics are still organized by political parties, and political parties are still mostly run by men. It's changing, but I think a forum for women to exchange ideas and suggestions and be creative about ways that they can break down more doors to get a seat at the table so that they have equality within the parties, which then leads to equality in elected legislatures around the world.
That's one of the problems. I don't know why it's harder. It's harder because it's a man's world we're living in, and we are competing. There's a lot of competition between women. So we not only have to beat the man, but we also have to beat the other women. So you have to fight. The fight is harder.
Mislim da su žene generalno jako angažirane, možda čak i na puno većem nivou i na više načina nego muškarci, ali to se uglavnom dešava u nekim sferama koje nisu javne, nisu izložene. Mislim da je to potrebno promijeniti, mislim da svaka od nas mora napraviti taj neku malu borbu sama sa sobom, da izađe iz domena nekog privatnog ili nekog backgrounda u ono što je spotlight, što je politika, što je javni život, što je i vrlo jasan javni društveni angažman. I mislim da vidim da svi dijelimo tu neku borbu, sve žene.
Yesterday evening, I think as a woman you have to work harder. You have to prove yourself more. So it's always a bit harder work, but it's fun also. And I like to do it, so I don't complain.
Yeah, I mean, a politician is someone who puts themselves forward for office and is a member of parliament or a member of the local council. I think everybody has something political in their lives. Politics affects everybody, whether they articulate it as such or not. So there's definitely a difference.
S puno širom publikom. To je za mene pitanje neke odgovornosti. Ako smo mi neke individue koje su nešto postigli u životu, koji se smatraju koji smatraju da imaju znanje u određenoj oblasti. Mislim da u društvu kakvo mi živimo imamo i odgovornost da tom društvu ponudimo da to znanje i koristi. I mislim da je to način tog odgovornog bavljenja politikom, to je pravljenje politike nekim časnim zanimanjem i ne samo zanimanjem, nego nekom našom dijelom naših života koji će predstaviti neko davanje društva, odnosno vraćanje onoga što smo mi od tog društva dobili.
Yes, I think that such a way of meetings it's very good for women because they know something new, what is in politics, and they will implement this in their environment.
Maybe giving a new energy.
Yes, giving a new energy, and they will try to implement some ideas what they heard here. And I think that it's very good. And I'm also thankful to Liberal Academy that supports me and in my business.
But when you're going back in history, look at the Greek history, the mother was the head of the family. She was organizing. So there is a natural leadership in women. And you can't deny that. So I think men also have a kind of leadership in fighting the wars. That's a man's business, and I think there has to be a balance between men and women, and everybody has something in his genes to be the leader or to more or less one more than the other. But I think women and men also have the possibility to be a leader. It's not that a woman only has to take care of the family. She does because she is giving birth to children, so it's natural that they do. They are important not only here but all over the world. It's important that women gather and that they are coming out for the principles they are standing for, and that they speak out on a political level or in an NGO, doesn't matter. But we are one part of the society, the male are the other one, and it has to be divided on every level equal. So it's important that they speak out. And every young woman, especially here but also in other countries, be yourself. And if you think you want to be a leader or a politician, go for it. But please stay in your own comfort zone, and if you want to be what you're dreaming of you want to be, go for it and you reach it. So, but stick on the ground.
In the academy I was really pleased to be here because they were empowering me before 2 years when academy was started, and they educated me how to write my first policy paper. And then I write a policy paper about self-employment, and I try to do something with unemployed persons in Croatia.
I was on this academy for the third time. It was for me like something to continue. I was also very glad to see some new people, with new ideas, new approaches, something that I could learn from, and it was very refreshing and not so tensed in a negative way as the last one in Pristina. So it was a very constructive feeling in the groups, and we also have a lot of fun, and it was very nice, and I'm glad we can do something more about networking and those two issues to be the fundamental projects in network. I will be gladly involved in future.
Since this was my first leadership academy, I didn't have the previous experiences to compare to, but I think it was really, really good. Very much to the details, which is, of course, for the future work also very important. And I would like to also give special thanks to Mr. Pikal and Mrs. Medved, and also especially to our group moderator, Mrs. Binda, and behind the scene, Alja and Katja. So now that I said everything, my name. But also what I think is important, that we have now a good structure from our group, which is education policy, and we are going to build up from that. And then next year when we meet, I hope we will have individually specific work already planned and done. That's it, thank you.
So you are now joining the politics, aren't you?
Well, yes. No? I don't want anybody else to be a creator of my destiny.
No.
I would be powerful.
This is how you believe your destiny can be, let's say, fulfilled, realized.
Well, one way, yes, and there are also many other ways that are not including politics, but also can be, like Dina from Macedonia said, done.
So I'm in this academy for the first time, and I must say that this is more than I expected, above my expectation in terms of being informed, in terms of how the policy in other countries are being implemented, how the other problems among women are being solved. So this is a very valuable experience for me, because I could apply it in my country, in my community, and finally in my party. Network, I must agree with all of what I have heard. Network, I see that network is a very big thing, and something that could be benefit for all of us, for a region, for all country participating in it. So I must give my my contribution and my thought that this must be continued in order to be really formed, and in order to be at the end contributed as a very good thing for our region. As well, I must thank you for all organizers, for moderator, and that for me it's great fun. I consider staff as organizer, as a part of organization. So thank you very much.
Well, as a social democrat, I have a whole new appreciation for liberals. I'd like to thank Novum and Felicitat at ALDE for inviting me to participate. I know NDI suggested me, so. And I just want to say a couple words about, I know that you want to formalize the network, but you are a network, you know, and so don't wait for the formalization of it to happen. You have a Facebook page, which I've just asked to join, so hopefully you'll allow an honorary member to join. And when you come across issues or something has happened in the party, put it, you know, and share it and say, has anyone ever dealt with this issue before? This is what what do people think? And give updates and you know, what Flo was talking about, being that support to each other in terms of getting help and the network. So I've made some great friends, and thank you very much. Alia, thank you for all the logistics and for arranging my 5 a.m. drive to the airport.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine, I get home. And I would like to offer, if you want to have the next year's academy in Malta, we would be happy to help you organize an academy in Malta.
Wow.
Thank you.
It'll be more
Very
rainy,
nice.
less rainy than it is here.
Thank you. We'll come to her as well.
Then I would use the opportunity really to thank all the participants and the speakers at this event, this Liberal Academy, for their input and indeed good preparation and passion, I would say, in presenting and also commenting and outlining the future projects which are hopefully the result and the follow-up of this event. So I would like to stress that from all the participating organizations, it was on the initiative of Sebastian Pickel from Novum who started this process, this academy, even before the European Liberal Forum became involved to support it. So I would like to thank him, and he is also, of course, with slight assistance like myself and some other people who occasionally help us, the prime example how much it really depends on people. And perhaps this is indeed also the essence of liberalism. To have an idea, to think freely, to fly up to the sky, but then to set a framework in which each individual, in cooperation with others, can self-realize oneself, or as I think Sandra said, shape own destiny. So I believe that this is also, not only believe, but I think it has been proven, one of the examples of the activities that European Liberal Forum is supporting. That it is not only an event by itself, but that it has a follow-up. And in this sense, our goal of supporting a certain activity is achieved. So we had here a continuation of events. We have a certain follow-up, which will be shown in the T Liberal Women. I hope this will remain an open group, not limited to certain either region or certain political parties, but also to individuals. And then we have also a very concrete issues on which we will work in future. That is social entrepreneurship, that is education. So issues very dear to liberals. So I really hope that you will keep this enthusiasm and also in the future, and we will, according to our means, try to support this activity also in the future in some form or another.